We all agree tonight that America has a very serious problem. America's problem is us. We are her problem. The only reason she has a problem is because she doesn't want us here. And every time you look at yourself, whether you be black or brown, red or yellow, so-called Negroes, you represent a very serious problem for America because you're not wanted. What you and I need to learn is to forget our differences. When we come together, we don't come together as Baptists or Methodists. You don't catch hell because you're a Baptist or a Methodist. You catch hell because you're a black man. We're all black people, so-called Negroes, second-class citizens, ex-slaves. You're nothing but an ex-slave. You didn't come here on the Mayflower. You came here on a slave ship in chains like a horse or a cow or a chicken. We have a common oppressor, a common exploiter, a common discriminator. But once we realize we have a common enemy, then we unite and band up back in, I think, 1954 was the first unity meeting in centuries where black people in all nations from Africa and Asia came together. Some of them are Buddhist, some of them are Muslims, some are communist, some are socialist, and some are capitalist. But despite their economic and political differences, they came together. They were able to submerge their petty little differences and agree on one thing, that their one African from Kenya was being colonized by the Englishmen, and another from Congo was being colonized by the Belgians. The same man that was colonizing our people in Kenya was colonizing our people in Congo. The same man that was colonizing our people in Congo was colonizing our people in South Africa. So they came together on these bases that they have a common enemy. When you and I here in America, when we look around us, we too realize that here in America, we all have a common enemy. Whether he's in Georgia or Michigan, whether he's in California or New York, he's the same man. Blue eyes, blonde hair, pale skin, the same man. They agree to stop quarreling among themselves, and because of that, we want to engage in a Negro revolution. First, what is a revolution? Look at the American Revolution in 1776. What was the reason for this revolution? Land. Why did they want land? Independence. And how was it carried out? Bloodshed. The French Revolution, what was it based on? The landless against the landlords. And what did they want? Land. And how did they get it? Bloodshed. The Russian Revolution, what was it based on? Land, the landless against the landlords. And how was it all brought about? Bloodshed. You haven't got one revolution that does not involve bloodshed, but you're afraid to bleed. When the white man sent you to Korea, you bled. When he sent you to Germany, you bled. You bleed for white people, but when it comes to seeing your own churches being bombed and little black girls being murdered, you haven't got any blood. How are you going to be non-violent in Mississippi when your own churches are being bombed and little black girls are being murdered? If violence is wrong in America, then violence is wrong abroad. If violence is wrong in defending black women, black children, black babies, and black men, then it is wrong for America to draft us and make us violent in defense of her. Out of all our studies, history is best qualified to reward our research. There's been a revolution, a black revolution going on in Africa, in Kenya, the northern part of Algeria. A revolution took place. The Algerians were revolutionists because they wanted land. So I mentioned these various revolutions to you, brothers and sisters, to show you that you don't have a peaceful revolution. You don't have a turn the other cheek revolution. The only non-violence revolution is the Negro Revolution. It is only because its goal is desegregated lunch counters, desegregated theaters, desegregated parks, and desegregated public toilets. That's no revolution. Revolution is based on land. Land is the basis of freedom, justice, and equality. The white man knows what a revolution is. He knows that a black revolution is in scope and in nature. The black revolution is sweeping Asia, is sweeping Africa, and heading head to Latin America. How do you think react to you when you learn what a real revolution is? Revolution is bloody. Revolution is hostile. Revolution knows no compromise. Revolution overturns and destroys everything that gets in its way. Whenever have you heard of a revolution where they rock arms singing, "We shall overcome"? There isn't time for any singing. You're too busy swinging. A revolutionary wants land to set up his own nation, an independent nation. These Negroes aren't looking for any nation. They're trying to crawl back to the plantation. If you want a nation, that's called nationalism. The American Revolution was white nationalism. The French Revolution was white nationalism. The revolutions that are currently taking place in Africa and Asia are based on what? Black nationalism. If you love a revolution, then you love black nationalism. To understand this statement, we have to go back to what the young brother here referred to as the house Negro and the field Negro. There were two types of slaves, the house Negro and the field Negro. The house Negro lived in the house with his master. They would give their life to save the master's house quicker than the master ever would. When the master said we, he said we. That's how you can tell a house Negro. In those days, they were known as house niggers, and that's what we call them today because there are still some house niggers roaming around here. Just as the slave master used Uncle Tom to keep the field Negroes in check, the same old slave master today has nothing but modern day Uncle Toms to keep you and me in check. Keep us under control. Keep us passive, peaceful, and non-violent. It's like when you go to the dentist and the man's going to take your tooth. You're going to start fighting when he starts pulling. So he squirts some stuff in your jaw called Novocaine. Because you got Novocaine in your jaw, you sit there suffering peacefully. Blood drool all down your jaw. But you have no clue what's going on because someone taught you how to suffer peacefully.